mom, and we are in remote Wyoming, and I have had truck trouble again. And I didn't film this at the time because I was so worried about being stranded out and all this, just miles away from everything. But I generally, I fix everything myself if all possible. We were coming through Pinedale, and I just happened to look down because I checked the instrument panel after all the CV axles, and the service engine soon light was on. And so, of course, I freaked out and was pretty upset because I couldn't imagine what was going on. And the truck was quiet and wouldn't smoke and wasn't doing anything. And so I continued to come on out here, and I made it. I probably should have stopped in town, but I made it out here, and then I got to doing research, and I was gonna take it to a dealership, or I decided to go buy a code reader and just see what it was. And so it had to do with a solenoid, and so it shot a code. It's like this. I did that. I checked the oil before I left Green River, Wyoming, and it was fine. And, it was on the top part of the grid or whatever. But what happened is the manual says 6 quarts. And I normally put 5.5, but I got to being too technical and reading that mess. And so I put 6 quarts in it. Well, that ended up being the problem. The 6 quarts is too much on my truck. I've read plenty where guys say that they put 6 in it and truck right along. Same truck, GMC, Canyon, or Chevrolet Colorado, and they say they had no problems. But I sure did. I decided to drain about half a quart out, and then I erased the code with the code scanner, and and then I went driving around real carefully. I didn't do any speeding or anything, and I wasn't pulling the trailer, and the light never came on, and it still never come on. So now what'll happen is everything's fixed as far as I know, unless it shows up later. I may go by one of the auto stores and pick up the solenoid and change it out if I need to. Anything can happen. You got to expect this stuff when you're on the road. It's gonna happen sooner or later. My truck's even fairly new. It's a 2022, and so all that being said, the truck's running smooth. It's doing really well. So we're just gonna see how it goes. And if you're on the road and you're doing this lifestyle, you have to have a plan. If you can't fix things yourself, you need to have a plan of what you're going to do, and money set back for a tow truck to come that'll take you. You need to have enough money because, like, we're probably, I think I looked it up, and we were 45 minutes to an hour away from the nearest dealership that could, unless you want to trust just a common mechanic, but I can't do that most of the time. But anyway, that's what happened. We made it, and everything's okay so far. We're going to be going to Yellowstone, so once we start pulling the trailer again, I really hope that that light didn't come back on. But the truck is supposed to be doing a test of its own every time I drive it, and eventually, if there's no problem, then it'll erase the code itself, and I'll find that out through the code reader. But even on my app, I have an app that monitors everything on my truck, and it says that there are no issues currently, other than putting a little air in my right front tire, which I'm going to do soon. And so anyway, that's the latest drama. Be careful if you're traveling, and just have a plan. So here's the code reader. Everybody will have these, pretty sure. But I wanted to show you how you plug it in. It's super simple. See this right here? It's right underneath your dash. See, here's the steering wheel. It's right underneath your dash. And then this plugs into it. And if you look at the end, let me grab the camera. If you look at the end, it's shaped the same way. You just make sure it's turned the way it does, and you plug this in. And then follow the directions. This one says to turn the key on to where your instrument panel is on, but don't start it. And then the light will come on. If you have this problem and you want to know what's wrong with it before you take it to a mechanic, so that you know what the problem is and make sure they're not, you know, working you over, because you never know nowadays. I think this is a good thing. And you know, it was $80, but if you take it somewhere and have it read, it'll be right around that too. Now, auto parts stores usually will loan those out. So if you don't want to buy one, I fix everything myself, and so I need one with me, so I bought one. But you can go buy. When I went by to buy this one, they offered me one just to loan me. So there's always that option. So anyway, y'all be careful out there, and I'll see you in the next video.